Hello. Well, this is a follow-up to my last video where I was at the vascular surgeon's office to have the port installed. And so it's been installed. I was in a lot of discomfort and some pain, um, but am wide awake now from after having taken some pain meds and slept quite a bit. So I thought that I would show you what it looks like. So my version is called a power port, and it starts, I don't know if you can see up there, but it's a round disc. Sorry for the bad videography, but cutting my head off, but it's a round disc that is placed under my skin, and this is how they will access the port for blood draws, chemo infusions. I thought, I'd Googled what ports look like, and some of them have the actual an actual piece hanging out that the nurses or doctors or whomever would hook into, but mine is completely underneath my skin, and you see that's the incision there, but the bump underneath, there's a disc, maybe about the thicker than a quarter, but maybe about the width of a quarter. And so to receive the chemo, they will stick a needle into this plastic, rubbery. It's not really plastic. I think it was rubbery is what the doctor showed me. And then when they pull it out, when they're done with a blood draw or done with the chemo infusion, then it's self-sealing. The hole in it will seal back up. So, again, not sure that you can see the one at the top of my neck, and the incision and the bump there. So, as I said earlier, up until this point, while the journey has been real for me and I've experienced all the feels, I describe it as having been, to this point, a lot of talking and testing. But this is feeling much realer, much more concrete, less abstract to me now, because this is when I'm now ready to get the chemo. And so I've been reading, because they gave me a lot of the oncologist office, gave me printouts on the meds that I will be, specifically which chemo medications I'll be receiving. And I don't have it sitting here right now, and I can't recall the names, but these first 4 infusions are going to be, I think they call this dose dense or dense dose treatment. So I'm getting double meds that will be infused every 2 weeks for 8 weeks. So that's 4 infusions. And then when I finish that, I'll start weekly. And I have questions about that, because part of the reason that you have a break in between is to allow your body to build back up, build itself back up, replenish the white blood cells that are going to be annihilated, which will make me susceptible to infections and whatnot. So I will be masked up, not hanging out in public places, but be masked up as well when I'm outside of the house. And I'm going to be immunocompromised because of these infusions. So I'm just need to understand, I'm not sure why I'm getting 12 treatments weekly after this first set of 4, which will be every 2 weeks. And so it's in my list of questions, but Obviously, I've got some time because um, I've got the next 8 weeks to get through. So, how am I feeling? Um, Nervous because I know that I've seen all the side effects, and some of it is just fear of unknown, just anxiety about how is this going to impact me? Am I going to be is it the typical symptoms? Is it all of them? Um, I've heard that some women don't experience many at all, aren't sick, and nauseous. I'm going to lose my hair. That I've verified, and I've said this multiple times now in other videos. I will experience that side effect because chemo, the purpose is to kill the bad cells, right? So it's coursing, the drug is going to course through my body looking for any defective and bad cells, but it doesn't know the difference between bad cells and good cells. So the chemo doesn't know, oh, those are the cells that fuel hair growth, or those are infection fighting white blood cells. So it's going to be demolishing good with bad. And I'm glad about the bad cells getting annihilated, obviously. So it's just um, part of the journey that it's going to have this impact and some negative side effects. So we'll see how the side effects, what they're going to do to me, and how I'll be feeling. I know after this today, I took some Oxycontin, and it made me pretty loopy. It did help with pain, and I slept a lot when I got back home. So it just kind of knocked me out. But that was for the pain, and so I've got some topical lidocaine that I'm supposed to put on tomorrow, and actually before every infusion, since this area is going to be being manipulated with the needles and whatnot. I'll slather it in lidocaine to kind of numb the area before going in. So this is the next part of the journey, and in terms of coping with cancer, um, you know, I'm looking for lessons learned, and I think right now it's that it's okay to feel anything I feel. It's valid. They're valid. My feelings are valid. Um, at first, I didn't want my nieces and nephews to, ever hear me say, well, I'm afraid, or I'm scared, or I'm nervous. But one of them asked me, the youngest said, are you scared? And he doesn't even really fully know what's happening. He just, I showed him the incision. He was like, is it scary? And I said, the incision's not scary, but, just kind of makes me feel anxious and makes me feel, I'm trying to be age appropriate because he's only 7. And so I said it makes me feel nervous. But I know it's going to be okay because I have good doctors and good nurses. And so was talking to him and really talking to myself as well. So how am I coping with cancer? I'm not fighting any of the feelings. I'm letting them come, and I'm acknowledging them and owning them. So I'll be honest. It is, it's, it's scary, this unknown journey. And I think once I start receiving chemo and I know I have some idea of how, what side effects I'm going to have and what to expect, then it won't be as nerve-wracking anymore. So it's just one step at a time, and feeling what I feel and allowing myself to feel what I feel, and being okay with that, being okay with it. So that's it for right now. Since I slept several hours, I'm probably going to be wide awake for a while, and I'm going to continue to research and do some reading and see when's the next dose of this painkiller I can get, because I'm starting to feel a little bit of the throb. So thanks for joining the journey with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.